20 years after Halloween ends. A group of college kids are partying in the Haddonfield Cemetery on Oct 30, 2042. An outsider named Abby Loomis, who is deep into witchcraft, decided to bring Cunnigham back from the dead to kill the college. Kids who have tormented her and abused her. The town has forgotten all about Michael Myers, but Cunnigham is a different breed of a killer, and he is not Michael Myers or a wannabe. The murders are lasting throughout the beginning of November, and the town is completely unrest, and everyone is paranoid. As the body count rises, Abby is feeling guilty and remorse about bringing back Corey. Abby tries to send Corey back to the ground, but she can't control him. Corey starts remembering Allison, his former love, and flashbacks to meeting Michael and Mikhail killing him. Abby enlightens the local police that she brought Corey from the dead. Abby is locked up in the drunk tank overnight. Corey continues his reign of terror. Sheriff Rachel Carruthers and her deputies are all over the town searching for the killer. Corey comes for Abby at the police station. He asks her, why did she bring him from the dead? Abby tells him why, and Corey says to her, thank you, and puts up a shotgun and blows Abby in half. Corey takes the sledgehammer and beats Joe Grizzly down all over his body, crushing his bones, and Corey goes for a final blow to Joe's head. Abby appears behind Corey, knocks him away from Joe. Corey is surprised to see her. He had blow her away with shotgun. Abby leviated in the air, and telepathic uses the broken glass from the flat screens to fly at Corey and slices him up. Abby uses the cable cards from the display TVs, and she wraps them around his hands and feet, and has his body raises to the ceiling of Walmart. And Joe is looking at Corey as he is bleeding to death, and Joe is smiling at the sight of Abby using her powers to suspend Corey's body in the air. Joe says, karma is a motherfucker. Abby flies to Corey and rips off the Halloween mask, and Abby says, any last words? Until I send you back to hell. Corey says, you're the one that brought me back, bitch. Abby says, yeah, I did, now I am taking you back, and she uses to cables ripped him into pieces. Corey's body parts all over the store. Abby flies down to Joe, and she says all of this was my fault, and she says a spell and complete heals Joe, and Abby takes Corey's body parts and disappears. Sheriff Rachel Carruthers shows up with her deputies to a bloody massacre. Joe Grizzly is standing with his sledgehammer in his hand and goes to the break room and tells them it's all over. Abby burns the bones of Cunnigham inside of her furnace. And Abby regrets letting that psycho to exact revenge for her when she should did herself. Abby looks in the mirror and she sees Lorena. Lorena says it's time for the witches to take their place back in the world. Abby uses Corey's blood to bring Lorena back from the dead. Lorena kisses Abby and says, we got a lot of work to do.